Man, banks love their little gotcha moments, don't they? Overdraft fee. You missed a payment? That's a fee. Processing fee for what exactly? Like for printing the receipt? Come on, man. Chime gets it. Every dollar counts. Set up direct deposit and suddenly there are no monthly fees, no maintenance fees. Payments can even arrive up to 2 days early. Folks, that's not banking. That's a head start. Learn more at chime.com/Dan. Things happen, right? Life happens. What are you going to do about it? Well, guess what? Chime offers free overdraft up to $200 on debit card purchases. Over $30 billion already spotted to members. And with 47,000 fee-free ATMs, more than the top 3 national banks combined, access is everywhere. Could have used this when I was younger. Work on your financial goals through Chime today. Open an account in 2 minutes at chime.com/Dan. That's chime.com/Dan. Chime. Feels like progress.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News & World Report 2023. Chime checking account required.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Insurance may all seem the same on the surface, but having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting a speech from your third cousin's +1 at your wedding when you needed a speech from your best man. You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. When it comes to getting the help you need, State Farm is the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz Podcast.
Do you get annoyed every time Dan Le Batard pontificates about the sports media industry? Well, too bad, He knows you don't give a damn about what he's gonna say. It's time for Sports Media Talk today.
Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon have signed a 3-year extension for PTI. I'm going to assume, but cannot say this for sure, that it will be their last contract there because I don't know how much after 80 years old Tony's going to be wanting to do that, even though people around him who love him suspect the moment you turn off that TV camera, he will just wander over to a potted plant and start giving that his sports opinions. I don't know what the details are on. Did they make them go to an hour from a half hour? Because there was some thought that it would be easy to do that, which would be easy for them to do that, except you've got to pay Tony twice as much as you were paying him if you want him to do twice as much work, and that might be less easy than it used to be. One of the greatest sports television shows, top 10 of all time, correct? Top 5? Like where are we putting, what are the greatest sports television shows there have ever been, and does PTI rise to the level? That's more than 20 plus years of chemistry on television, and able to survive all of the flux at ESPN and at Disney because it's still a monster when it comes to ratings, even though very little is a monster when it comes to ratings.
I remember where I was the first time I saw the show. I think I was 19. I remember exactly where I was, and it was incredible because I remember saying to myself, well, hold up. Those are the topics they're going to talk about, and they're on my screen? I get to see what they're going to talk about on this show?
That's one of the great sports inventions of all time, that ticker, that timer that keeps them to 90 seconds in the event that you are not interested in that topic. You know it's going to change in 60 seconds because what they did there is grab short attention spans before social media, before the addictions, and they're like, we're going to speed all this up for you. We're going to give you Sports Center in a half hour and how to think about it. And I just don't know where it would rank in greatest sport. It's certainly one with the longest run. It's certainly crazy that it's a daily show, right? Because I don't think many of whatever it is we'd be nominating for best sports television of all time is going to be a daily show 240 to 300 times a year because of the need for content. Top 5, Zaslow? top 5 all time. Because I
building
remember
out a top 10 right now.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing it's not top 3.
of all the arguments I've had with Boog Shambi, he tends to win most of them. He's smarter about sports
he's a good debater.
Than I am. He also saw that come up on his screen for the first time, and he looks to me and he says, "That'll never work." Because they were bad at the beginning. They didn't know what they were doing. There was no chemistry.
Well, they infamously, when the bell would ring, they would stop and look around, right?
Well, they didn't know how to do television necessarily as chemistry, right? They were very good at radio. They were very good in the newsroom having chemistry, but televised chemistry has to be learned, and obviously, what are you laughing about, Chris? They perfected it, obviously. Let's get a list of the top 5 television
I have a top
shows
10
of all time. All right, we're going to get to it in a second. We're going to go through it with Bert Kreischer. Let's go through it with Bert Kreischer in a second, your top 10 list. But let's play some more sounds that we have not gotten to. I want to start with Jacksonville's owner. Tony is feeling Jacksonville, okay? They didn't even get huge games from their skill guys. Their skill guys are good, and their defense is going to be good. And at the end of the game, Shad Khan, who is just so very happy to be out from under the stench of Urban Meyer, it takes a long time to recover from it. He is giddy with enthusiasm, our friend Tony Khan's dad.
This is what we envisioned in January, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's happening here in September. Gonna go on forever!
You can hear the pain in the way.
Gonna go on forever!
Please! You could just, he might as well just be saying, Jacksonville!
Forever's ambitious. Can we agree?
Long time.
Gonna go on forever!
Why was the kicker on the right dressed like the vampire Lestat?
Yeah, he was, actually.
I want to get to some coaching sound. Can someone explain to me why and how this escalated so quickly with Steve Sarkisian, who's feeling himself after getting dragged with his great quarterback? The headlines, God, I just was looking back through some old headlines. Arch Manning built for this moment.
I don't really know what's going on in this clip. I would just describe this as an awkward back and forth between Steve Sarkisian and a reporter.
Arch Manning seemed to be having some throwing pains by the
According to
quarter.
who?
Arch.
Arch said that to you?
No.
Oh, according to who?
It just looked like he was.
He doesn't have any.
Is there an explanation to why it looked like that?
I don't know. I've never filmed any of you guys when you're using the bathroom, so I don't know what faces you make when you're doing that.
Was Arch in the bathroom? I don't know. Is that a saying? I never film you guys in the bathroom.
Why'd the reporter lie there?
Yeah, that was weird, right?
Oh, they get scared when the big tough.
He's like, "Oh, Arch."
No,
Did
but
you talk to him? No.
This is. I understand that I'm
You
obviously
won't let me.
The bathroom.
You won't let me talk to them.
I'm pro media, and so I've got my biases. But that's just a scared reporter, and that's just a tough guy coach who's in power and can embarrass a scared reporter who got nervous.
I've never filmed any of you guys when you're using the bathroom, so I don't know what faces you make when you're doing that.
It'd be illegal.
You know, a lot of people have different problems with Sarkisian. I think people are deserving of a second chance. For me, I wrote him off. You ever see that video of him chewing out the ESPN field producer while he's in the tunnel getting ready to come out for a bowl game? I could already make a character judgment on this guy by how he treated that dude.
Arch said that to you?
No.
Why do you lie?
I don't want to make a character judgment about drinking problems because everyone knows that there are an assortment of addictions that run rampant and sickness that runs rampant as well when it comes to not being able to control your addictions. But it is fairly amazing that Sarkisian has been able to get that particular job so quickly after being someone who was drinking on the job in his previous, or actually 2 stops ago, the last time he was a head coach, rehabbed himself the way that many did and do under Saban, literal rehab, and then comes back and has that job, which is with that quarterback. He's in a pretty fantastic position given the way that his last head coaching job ended. It's a fairly amazing story. That he would hit reporters with arrogance probably has to do with, and now he feels what the pressure of that job is when you have that quarterback as well. Probably doesn't feel very good every day.
Yeah, for me, it's just how he treated the field producer. It's just really bad. It's a really bad look, and it shows how you treat other people. And if you can read into how he treats the media, you can read into how he treats a field producer. I'm just not a fan. Haven't been a fan since I saw that clip. All for giving people multiple chances, and he's gotten multiple chances.
How about this? Are you a fan of this? This Brian Callahan, you are in a position where you are in the tank for Cam Ward. Everyone else is at fault for any of Cam Ward's failures. He should have been 28 for 28 in his game against Denver if simply everyone around him hadn't betrayed him, who's a Tennessee Titan, including his coach not knowing the rules.
That's a misinterpretation. I counted 24 of 28.
Cam Ward would have had the day Aaron Rodgers had if the Titans weren't bums, and that is the fair and reasonable analysis from Mike Ryan. Calvin Ridley could not catch balls that were too hot to handle, but let's hear.
They could have been handled. Yeah. All right. Make a play for the young man. And that's what I was saying the entire game. But the rookie from Stanford that put up 200-plus yards on Travis Hunter, this is an exciting draft pick. Tony, help me with the name because I don't want to mispronounce it. That's right. So, young man makes a play, goes up there, catches the ball, elbow comes down in bounds, the rest of the body falls out of bounds, and I'm watching at home. This TV is NASCAR's on the main, for those that don't know.
Isn't that in bounds?
Should be in bounds.
I thought so. I thought I knew ball. Apparently, I didn't know ball.
They didn't challenge it.
It's not challenged. They didn't take a look at it. I see the replay on the TV. I'm like, the elbow came down. I thought the elbow,
Does one elbow equal 2 feet?
Well, let's see.
You're asking the right question.
I feel like I've heard that before.
We all thought that, right?
Butt cheek. What are the things that equal 2 feet?
Knee, butt cheek, elbow.
All of those things. Is there anything else that
shoulder possibly?
Face, teeth,
Shin.
Yep.
We've seen that play out before, but I found it very odd.
What about head?
Head? I don't know.
If your head lands in bounds and then your feet land out of bounds, is your head 2 feet?
Which one? Where's the ball?
We've never seen that before.
But maybe we will one day, so it's important to establish rules.
One butt is a butt, correct?
One cheek, 2 feet.
I gotta think the head is down in bounds if the shin is.
Like comes down head first and then falls over.
If you land on the top of your helmet and then your feet land out of bounds, that's going to be no catch.
Which head?
Oh, really?
He was workshopping that for 8, and we were like,
really?
No, don't do that. And he was like, I'm
confused.
Really? Doing the dick joke.
All right, put it on the poll. Is the penis, does it count as 2 feet?
Yeah.
The penis doesn't count as 2 feet.
So you and I think
if just his penis would land in bounds and the rest of his body out of bounds?
An elbow? I mean, what's the difference?
There's pants.
What is the rule?
So we knew ball. The elbow comes down in bounds. That counts as a knee. That counts as 2 feet.
I feel like I've heard that before.
So let's hear the head coach, Brian Callahan, after the game, and then Brian Callahan upon reflection, first after the game.
It looked like the elbow hit inbounds first.
Yeah, you got to get a foot inbounds too, which we didn't have a clean look at whether his foot was down as well. An elbow doesn't equal 2 feet, so his foot would have had to come down as well. We didn't have a clean look, so the call from upstairs was that it wasn't worth challenging.
So, Zaz, you and I, very clearly idiots.
There is no way that you have to have an elbow and a foot. There's no way that's the rule.
Well, an elbow and a foot,
like twister?
that equals 2 feet.
What is the rule?
One knee.
What is the damn rule?
Hey,
is
Dan,
an elbow worth 2 feet or is it not worth 2 feet?
Dan, he had conviction when he spoke. You're an idiot for thinking an elbow is down in bounds. Let's hear Mr. Callahan upon reflection.
The conversation about the play with Ellick and challenging the play and what I said after the game. And look, ultimately, my interpretation of the rule was wrong. I'll own it. We should have challenged the play, and that's pretty much all I can say about it. Is I'll own the mistake. We should have challenged it, and that's where it stands. That process and how those things get relayed, I'll keep those in house. But I'm the head coach of the football team, and my job is to make those decisions. And I didn't do a good enough job in that moment, and I should have challenged it. And
he wanted to.
And it probably would have resulted in a potential explosive play.
And this is how you say I'm not blaming anyone while blaming other people.
He wanted to blame somebody else there, Dan.
He didn't know the
doubt.
rules. He didn't know the rules.
I said that in your ear, and then you sounded like somebody in System of a Down, just like in the middle of that. Yeah, he wanted to. But I'm glad, as someone that champions admitting when you're wrong, it only took our man a day. And head coaches notoriously stubborn. So good on you, Mr. Callahan.
You know what nobody tells you about being a new dad? It's not just the diapers and the wipes, that's obvious. It's the hidden stuff, the baby swing after we already purchased the other baby swing, the bouncer, the pack and play, the 20 different bottles, because apparently my kid hates every single one, except the most expensive one, which is the glass, by the way. Don't get me started on late food delivery orders with my wife, and me too tired to even look or cook or think about food. I'm staring at my bank account like, where did it all go? That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's like a financial tool belt for everyone, not just dads. You link all your accounts, your credit cards, investments, even the old stuff from jobs you forgot about, and it lays out in a way that even a sleep-deprived parent like me can actually understand. Normally, money talks are stressful, but with Monarch, we can track everything together, set goals, and actually feel like we're on the same team. Less stress, more clarity, and finally, a plan for our daughter's future. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code Dan at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code Dan.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
Dan Le Batard.
I've never stepped foot on that campus. If you told me right now your life depends on it, go to Santa Fe University and just take a picture.
Stugats.
I would die. I don't know where it is.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
He is a comedian, he's a podcast host, he is a machine. He's got a couple of hilarious podcasts, Two Bears, One Cave with Tom Segura. He's been off for a while, and he's got the Bertcast, and he's got Something's Burning. You could see him at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival in Vancouver this weekend, September 12th. His Permission to Party World Tour dates and tickets are available at bertbertbert.com. He is working very hard. He is always working, and he loves his sport, so let's include him on a couple of conversations we're having. What equals 2 feet, Bert, as a catch in the NFL? Does the elbow count as 2 feet?
An elbow, an ear, or a nose all count. They're all specific, but yeah.
They should. How about an ass cheek? An ass cheek counts as 2 feet?
If you drag it, yeah. If you drag it.
If you drag an ass cheek. What else you got, Zach?
What if you just land on your head and then the rest of your body falls out of bounds? Catch?
Catch. 100% a catch.
Okay, good. We're doing the rules. Mike, you want to give Bert your top 10 sports television shows of all time now that Tony and Mike have signed a 3-year extension? I assume. We got to assume it's the last one. No? Are you assuming it's the last one?
For us, no. We're 3 years? I didn't get 3 years.
I didn't get 3 years.
Number 10, George Michael Sports Machine. I mean, just an OG. Inspired so many other shows that followed it.
Any thoughts there, Kreischer? You believe that, or you're out on that?
I'm out. I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Believe it or not, one half of Wham hosted a sports highlight.
That's not true.
No, you're messing with me now. You're messing with me. Okay, let's play this game. I can't wait.
No. We can play real or fake podcast later on, though.
Yes, we will play that.
We'll
Number
do that.
9.
Number 9, Around the Horn. Number 8, Sunday, NFL Countdown. You thought there was a show that was just called Sunday? What was going on there? Number 7, Baseball Tonight.
Great jingle.
Do you remember when baseball was interesting?
That's a good point by you.
Do you remember do you remember Saturday baseball when you'd go play Little League and then you'd come home and you'd watch the highlights and you were like, man, I want to play for the rest of my life.
Bert.
And then you're just like, nah, I'll just do testosterone.
Bert, you remember Web Gems? You remember Diamond Notes with Peter Gammons? That's when baseball was baseball, pal.
That's when America knew who their enemy was.
That's right.
Amen.
Number 6, Inside the NFL. Number 5, Real Sports. Number 4, Pardon the Interruption. Number 3, Inside the NBA.
Yeah.
Number
with
2,
Shaq and Barkley, right?
Yes. Number
Okay,
2,
yeah.
College Game Day. Number
Hold
1.
on. Slow down. I just got my pants off. We can't just go straight into it.
Number 1.
Tease me.
Hold on, Mike. Do you have any objections before we get to number 1? Bert, do you have any objections to anything he's put on the list? Do you have anything that you would rank higher?
No, I've nothing that I'd mess. I mean, nothing I'd mess with right now, except I know what number 1 should be. Okay.
Are you okay with Inside the NBA being behind College Game Day?
Personally, no. I think Shaq and Charles Barkley are two of the most fascinating individuals in the entire world. To watch Shaq eat the hottest chip challenge is one of the greatest pieces of footage I've ever seen in my entire life.
I still say that anytime I eat something spicy. Number 1.
I need you to tease me.
Number 1. This was a star-making vehicle. This was late night for a generation. These were the VJs of kids for the 90s. This was Sports Center.
Boom, baby!
And I say this was Sports Center because
Stuart Scott.
Yes. Fell off. Stuart Scott. Name him more. Dan Patrick. Rich Eisen.
Rich Eisen. Dude, let me tell you something. I had dinner with Stuart Scott when I first started stand-up in New York. And I was drunk, and I was like, and I know you have to be a real Sports Center fan to remember he came in and stirred things up. He stirred everything up because all of a sudden he was coming in with potential, just like booyah, right back at you. Do you remember that?
Bert, he was just black.
Yeah, that's how he stirred it up.
But you remember that was stirring things up. We're talking about 1991.
It was. Yeah. It still is,
Dude,
Bert. It still is, Bert. It still is.
I'm not totally comfortable with Club Shay Shay. Anyway, but, I mean, I got to be honest, talk about us every now and then. You know what I mean? Would it kill you? But I had dinner with him and I got to talk to him about that. And he broke down everything that was happening internally at ESPN with the way he was talking and the way he was being representing the thing. And it was the most fascinating conversation I've ever had. And that's the only time I ever met him.
What a bar.
He was just black, though. Like, what happened, the shocking thing that he was is that Rich Eisen was there, and then here comes the guy who's black.
It happens that way so much. 48 hours. Trading space.
It's a staple of Americana, really, if you think about it. It's how it works. But, Bert, every time we talk to you, your life gets crazier and crazier. And I gotta be honest, I feel for you sometimes because I feel like you get hurt by some of the stuff wherever it is that you're polarizing as opposed to it being 100% laughter. And I want you to just enjoy your life because it seems like everything great is happening in your life.
Everything great's happening in my life. Are you kidding me? I gave the pump-up speech at Florida State before we took our first game this year. It was one of the greatest moments of my entire life. Florida State's having a great season. The Bucs are having a great season. I am the happiest kid in town. I'm getting ready to go on tour. I just wrapped my TV show for Netflix. I haven't drank in 2 days. Come on, I feel like Superman.
How is it that you've been in the last 6 months in terms of running into folks where you're like, how is this my life? Because every time we talk to you, your life gets a little bit crazier in terms of whose company you're keeping.
Be more specific.
Oh, I don't know. Every day for you brings some sort of absurdity, does it not? Where you're looking around and saying, how did I get from, partying more than anyone in the history of Florida State University to why am I sitting next to this person?
I'll tell you what, we had a crazy experience. Me and Tommy went to that Florida State game, and I was with Work Done and Danny Cannell. Now, if you remember, like in the 90s, the choke at Doak was like one of the biggest games I ever remember watching. And I remember that being orchestrated by Danny Cannell and Warwick Dunn. Now, Warwick didn't score a lot of touchdowns in that game, but he was just invaluable. And there I am in the president's box, or right just outside the media box, shirtless, holding on to Warwick Dunn and Danny Cannell with Tom Segura, my best friend. And I thought to myself, if you had told me in 1993 or 1994 that I would be shirtless in this stadium with Warwick Dunn and Danny Cannell, I'd be like, are they running a train on me?
What was it like for you to do that speech? Were you nervous being in front of a stadium? You're playing giant venues now, but specifically because of your reverence for that program, how nervous were you before just getting in front of those people and just saying a few words?
So I was terrified all the way. I was terrified all morning and the week leading up to it. And then the second I got on the field, Tommy pulled me aside and Kirk Fox's opener, and they said, talk with them, not at them. You're one of them. And the second they said that, I realized I am that kid that sat in those end zone stadium bleachers when they were wooden bleachers, watching Dan Mowry play Miami going wide right. I am that kid that the first time I saw the spear go down, and I was supposed to just say, like, God bless America, God bless the troops, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. I think that's all they wanted me to do. And I just went on a rant about this is the house that Bobby Bowden built. When that spear hit that 50-yard line, tears streamed down my face. Those tears were garnet and gold. Ladies and gentlemen, Alabama has no idea what house they just stepped into. I have 2 words to say: go Noles. And I'm talking when 90,000 people erupt, that's when you storm the Capitol. I mean, that's like Stalin, Mussolini, that other guy's kind of stuff. That moves a country.
Lifetime tickets to any team, only one team. Who you picking?
Oh, the Indiana Fever.
College or pro football, best tailgate?
Oh, college, without a doubt. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but let's be very honest. At least there's a litmus of education at a college tailgate. When you go to a Bills or a Steelers tailgate, you don't need to have any education. You could just be a dude fresh out of prison. Now that's barring none. My University of Miami, of course, obviously that doesn't matter. But at any other college, you need some sort of level of education to get to the tailgate. College tailgate, 100%.
Why are you wearing 2 watches?
I'm not. One's a Whoop.
What do you got there? A little root
It's a
beer?
Whoop.
No, not the other side. The other side. Little root beer Daytona. What do you got going on there?
No, this is a GMT Master 2.
Nice.
What's the longest you've gone without wearing a shirt?
Oh, that would have to be Hawaii. I didn't wear a shirt to dinner 2 nights in a row because they were private rooms, and so I was just coming straight off the beach, and that was 4 days straight. 4 days straight. By the way, no shower, no shirt. I count the ocean, and anyone in Miami would count the ocean as a shower.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does the ocean count as a shower? I think salt water is something you should want to get off your body.
Hold on. You can rinse if you want, but if you go into the ocean, you are clean. The Lord has cleaned you. I will also say for any Florida kid, pool counts as a shower.
Let's play our new game with Bert. Bert has helped popularize the podcast. What's going on with Two Bears, One Cave? You guys were doing movies and doing other projects, so you allowed Stavi, you allowed guest hosts to come in. I saw that Sam Morrell was on there. How'd all that go, and are you back now?
Yeah, we're back. We're back doing them. We both had projects. Tom had a movie and I had a TV show. And it's a little frustrating. You know, obviously podcast is the thing that got us to the dance. But now the dance is asking us to do different things. And it's kind of like you don't want to forget your roots and what got you there. But at the same time, you have so many plates spinning that we're trying to do both. So I don't know. I'm trying to skinny up my podcast dance slate, meaning with Bertcast and Something's Burning, so that I can focus more on Two Bears, to be honest with you.
Because why do you want to focus on that? It's been the prize baby, obviously, and it's something that's important to you. And I like that you brought in these comedians who could freshen up, like they respect the platform you've built, and they were doing something different than you guys would do, and your audience liked that too.
Yeah, they loved it. By the way, I do that more often. I would bring in guest hosts, and I'll talk very candidly, but Two Bears makes a great deal of money, and to share that money with other comics that are coming in and breathing fresh air into it, like it's kind of nice. Like we just basically hand the podcast over, everything. They do the ad reads, they make the money, and it's kind of nice to be dead. And I think the fans like it, and it makes it more fun for us, and it also invigorates us, because I was like, wow, they killed it. We got to really start writing down subjects to talk about, Tom.
At New Balance, we believe if you run, you're a runner. however you choose to do it. Because when you're not worried about doing things the right way, you're free to discover your way. And that's what running is all about. Run your way at newbalance.com/running.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Dan Le Batard.
What is the worst part of the life?
Stugats.
The worst part of the life of what?
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
What would you identify in your top experience of the last 5 years that has been a surprise? Just where you're just surprised that something has blown up for you as a professional success that it outranks all the others.
Oh, it's without a doubt, it's acting. I never planned on being an actor. I had no interest in acting. I thought actors were idiots. I thought they were it was the dumbest profession you could ever do. And then I did it in the machine, and I didn't think, I was like, I'll do one movie and that's it. It's my movie about me. That's it. And then I started getting offered acting roles, like a lot. And I turned them all down because I was like, I just want to play me, and that's it. I want to play Bert. And then I just did this last one, and now I have 3 movies lined up, and this show looks like, it's going to be pretty good, I think. But I'm getting offered weird acting roles, serious acting roles, and I just did a part where I get the crap beat out of me. I don't know. I never thought acting would be something I'd want to do at all. I just didn't. I like this. I love this medium. And I was like, I'll be podcasting forever, and you're never going to match the money. And the acting doesn't pay anything, really, compared to podcasting and stand-up.
Mike, are you ready to play a real or fake podcast with one of the podcast kings?
Yes. Chris Cody, hit it.
Listen up. Time to think fast. Is this a real or fake podcast?
Self-explanatory. I'm going to give you a podcast title, Bert, and you have to decipher whether or not it is a real or fake podcast. First one up, The Kittle Things with George Kittle.
That's fake. There's no way. And if it's not fake, he's got to change the name.
That is a real podcast.
Shut up! Shut up!
He does it with his wife.
The Kittle Things.
The Kittle
Are you being serious? I'm calling George Kittle right now. He should do it with children and call it Kittle People.
Second one up, Reese's Pieces with Reese Davis.
You got him shook, Mike. He is
got to be real. That's got to be real. It's too good.
That is a fake podcast.
Are you serious?
Bert stinks at this game. He's truly terrible at this game.
Next one up, House Rules with Matt Rule.
Fake.
That is a real podcast.
These are worse than Birdcast. Who named these?
Little FSU tinge to this one. Football Bromance with Bjorn Werner.
Bromance?
With Bjorn Werner.
I think it's real.
That one's actually real. Yeah, Bjorn Werner.
Yes.
And lastly, The House of Stone and Light with Martin Page.
I thought it was going to be Chris Lighty. The House of Stone and Light
with Martin Page.
That's fake. That's fake.
That is an adult contemporary hit from the early 90s. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You finished hot.
Yes, you went 2 for 5. I will remind everyone again that you see him at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival in Vancouver this weekend, September 12th. His Permission to Party World Tour. You can get tour dates, tickets available at BertBertBert.com. What's the most moved you've been on stage here recently, Bert? Like, because I thought it might have been in the last special when you threw your shirt up in the air and it landed exactly on the microphone. I believe that's as well as you could ever do it.
That caught me off guard. That was the most moved I've been. Honestly, was and I only know this because it was Tampa at the Amalie Arena, and right before I was about to go on stage, my dad called me. My dad was my dad's never seen me perform live. He called me and he goes, "Hey, Wade Boggs is here," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." And he was like, No. He's in my box suite. Do you think he knows who you are? I go, yeah, Dad, I got him tickets. And he was like, you know Wade Boggs? I go, no, I don't know Wade Boggs, but he wanted tickets. We're going to meet him after the show. He goes, I'm going to get to meet Wade Boggs. I go, introduce yourself now, Dad. That was the most. And then we got backstage, and Derek Brooks, who, FSU legend, was backstage with me and my dad. And he said to my dad, can you believe the career your son's had? And my dad goes, do you know my son? And he goes, I was at his first show. And Derek Brooks walks out and goes, and my dad goes, buddy, Derek Brooks knows who you are. Can you imagine the life you've lived if Derek Brooks knows who you are? That was the greatest. That was the Mount Rushmore. I'm done. I could go back and do clubs for the rest of my life.
He's not your favorite Seminole, no. The best Seminole of all time is blank.
The best Seminole of all time? The best Seminole of all time is Charlie Ward.
Better than Dion.
Oh, Charlie Ward, when I was there, Charlie Ward was so undeniable. He was so undeniable. 3rd and 17, and you knew Charlie Ward would come through. You know what I loved about Charlie Ward? When Warwick Dunn's mom got killed, Charlie Ward said to Bobby Bowden, let him live with me. I'll take care of him. And that's how we got Warwick Dunn. That's how great Charlie Ward was, is he imprinted on Warwick Dunn. And that's how we got that great individual that is Warwick Dunn.
Yeah, but he deserved to be tossed into the 5th row by P.J. Brown, let's be honest.
Dude, the biggest mistake Charlie Ward ever made was playing basketball. I understand he doesn't have CTE and he can use his knees and ... But let's be real. How great would Charlie have Ward been in the NFL? He was so undeniable on 3rd and long. I've never felt that in my life. I feel two things. Charlie Ward can complete on 3rd and long, and my wife will never cheat on me. Those are 2 truths I know, and no matter what.
Zaslow, did you have something here for Bert?
No.
Okay.
Bert, people get your tickets at BertBertBert.com. Was BertBert.com not available? What happened there?
No, that's a dog. It was Bert. Bert was a dog. Bert was a real estate agent, and I tried to get Diet Bert. I tried the White Gorilla. I tried Green State. I tried Bert. I just figured 4 Berts was ridiculous. 3 really like Tora.
The touring lifestyle, are you going to let go of that at all? I know that you love the stand-up, but you have all of these other things that are calling you, and sometimes you might not exactly want to be flying to Minneapolis.
I don't fly. I drive in a bus. I'm like John Madden. I love touring. I will never quit touring. Touring is more fun than being at home with my family, than sitting in Hawaii on the beach. Touring is the best. The lifestyle rocks. You're with your boys. It's like camp every night. Everyone's drinking, giggling, falling asleep. You wake up, you have lunch, you find an activity to do in said city, you take a nap, you work out, you go on stage, you drink, and you do it all over again. Touring is Groundhog's Day, but with your favorite people in the world.
Bert, when's the last time you had a negative experience with someone in the crowd?
I don't know. Well, but it's like I'm in an arena, so it's like I'm a little distant. So like I don't really hear if someone's upset. I don't hear. Oh, that is.
I'm in an arena, buddy. I'm not playing small. I'm not playing little room.
Security's problem.
I haven't made eye contact in 2 years.
I can't hear their voices up there.
I can't even see them from where it is that they're yelling. Never mind hear them.
I don't know if they're even there. So I'll tell you what. The big problem you get in arenas is like I'm doing Red Rocks again, and you get complaints from the people like at the very, very top. They're like, I could barely see the show. And at a certain point, you're like, yeah, that does suck. Like, why would I sell tickets to that far away to that person? That's the biggest complaint you get is the people that in the cheap seats are like, dude, I couldn't see anything.
Because you like money, that's why.
Yeah. Listen, I got Rolexes to pay for, guys. They don't pay for themselves.
And the wives too.
I got my wrists are light, and if I don't hold them down with this stuff, I'm just
That's
up
a
here.
heavy boy, Dan.
Can you take us back through the journey? Take us from Red Rocks, for example, to what were the worst of the venues you were playing when you couldn't have imagined the idea that you would be playing someplace like Red Rocks.
Oh my God. I mean, dude, Dayton, Ohio on a Thursday night with 35 people in the audience and 25 of them don't want to be there. And you're just, that's when I started taking my shirt off because I was like, I'm miserable. I'm missing my family. This can't be the dream. $1,300 and I'm paying half to the taxes. I got to pay for my own flight, my own hotel. The only thing I'm getting free is Heineken. And I was like, I was miserable. I mean, Miami was one of the hardest clubs in the country. I remember going on stage and no one laughing to the point where I didn't think they spoke English. And I would try to make a joke about that, and they were like, I remember one time in Miami, I was bombing, and I was like, okay, I'm not certain everyone here is fluent in English. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring a black guy and a Cuban guy on stage, and can you just translate to your people and tell them what I'm saying? And they were like, yeah. And I brought a black dude and a Cuban guy, and I said, I was talking to a girl. And the black guy just looks at me and he goes, can a player get some conversation? And the place goes bananas. And then the Cuban guy just says it in Spanish. And then we talked about oral sex. And it was like completely white guy did not translate to these guys. And so that was like a turning point in my career when I realized the gloves have to be off. You have to be up for anything. You can't have some set program ready to just regurgitate to an audience. You got to be like up for anything.
How long ago was that?
That was 19 years ago.
All right. Well, congratulations on all the success, sir. It looks like it's a good deal of fun to be you these days.
It's not bad being you either.
The Florida State experience, your best sports experience, because you've had a number of them here where you found yourself in some surreal positions with athletes. What comes closest to being the Florida State speech, or beating it or being it?
The even better than the speech. Directly after my shirt's off, Tom's teared up. He's like, that was one of the most amazing things. And Michael Alford comes up, the athletic director, and he goes, come on, let's go. And we're like, where are we going? And he walks us to the center of the field, right by the Seminole head. And Chief Osceola comes up on Renegade and spikes the burning spear feet from us. And Tommy looks at me, tears coming down his face, and he's like, this is the greatest day of my life. And I mean, that I'm getting chill bumps talking about it. But for any Seminole, you know that your first experience of watching that spear going into the 50-yard line is the roar, the power of that stadium. And then to be there shirtless on the 50-yard line with my best friend was something that I don't have memories like that with my wife or my children, to be honest with you.
Good seeing you, Bert. I always remember that Cortez Kennedy had to be restrained from punching the horse. Thank you. Good seeing you, sir.
I love you, brother. Thank you so much.